They can officially cross a Dak Prescott extension off their offseason to-do list. But with the legal tampering period beginning in just 2 hours, Dallas can now turn their attention to other free agents. The Cowboys have quite a few holes to fill, notably on defense, which we've been talking about. And Bleacher Report recently named the top priority for each team during free agency, saying that the Cowboys need to, quote, finally attack safety. So, Skip, we will start with you here. It is your team. What are you hoping to hear from your Cowboys?
Here's my first issue with my Dallas Cowboys. It seems like forever, seems like the last 2 decades, back to my man Darren Woodson, has the term safety been an oxymoron for my team?
Just wait for it.
It's completely unsafe at safety.
Well, you had Roy Williams. You didn't like Roy Williams?
Not
he was more in the box.
Yeah, he was definitely in the
box.
I've had our man Xavier Woods, who's sat right here, and he's a great young man, but he's been, Xavier, too often lost in the woods for me. So the market has some intriguing names on it. So I look at the 2 Atlanta safeties are both right there for Dan Quinn, and nobody's going to know them better than my new defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, obviously. The
new DC.
And, the head coach,
the head coach in Atlanta.
So Keanu Neal, their box safety, is on the market. And Ricardo Allen, their free safety, is on the market. And the reason they're on the market to me is you're always trying to replace both of them because they're pretty good, but they're not that guy, right? And then Malik Hooker out of Ohio State. I loved him coming out in 2017, and then he tore his ACL, and then he tore his Achilles tendon.
Take the money out!
It's tricky. He is by far the most talented on the market, but do you trust the health? I don't know. It's a little scary to me and a little shaky. Trey Boston is out there. Tayshaun Gibson is out there. These are all pretty good players. Pretty good. Who come at relative bargains. Are they that much better than Xavier Woods or Donovan Wilson? Probably not that much better. Maybe a little more experienced. But there's still that guy, that one name out there. He's still out there. I have beaten this table for so many years. Beaten it.
He's been beating it.
Thomas.
Are you kidding me?
I know what happened in Baltimore.
Are you kidding me?
He just flamed out.
Really?
He had a fight with Chuck Clark, the other safety, and then he went home and posted
over his blown assignment.
Over his blown, but he posted team internal video to try to prove his point about Chuck Clark, and then took it down, which was a violation of just team rules. You don't posting your internal practice video, right? And then he had an off-season incident involving his wife, who allegedly held a gun on him, and it was just a mess. And then they filed for divorce, reportedly. Could he be held accountable for that, for just conduct unbecoming, if he does in fact come back? Maybe. He's still only 31 years of age, as Earl Thomas. The last full season he played in Baltimore in 2019, he made the Pro Bowl. You can say he made it on reputation, but I thought he played pretty well that year. Their defense ended up 3rd in points allowed. It was pretty good. And he contributed a lot to that defense. I believe he can still...
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys and you lovely ladies, this don't work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods. Man, it has been a busy, busy day. And thank God my main man, Michael Anthony Fitness, is in here. And before we get anywhere, a couple of things I want to do. I want to give a shout out to, we had a lot of people that donated through some super chats that we didn't go through, as well as on the GoFundMe. And I want to make sure I acknowledge them. Jet D, Juan Cruz, Texas Bred Cowboy 83 just became a channel member. And make sure you email me at cowboysmark94@gmail so we can get you your shot glass. Juan Cruz stuffing the ballot. LaShawn Flower, Calvin Williams, Dez Jackson, Stephen Robinson, Troy Daniels, Michael Jackson, and Stephen Robinson. We did a premiere last night with our first video interview with Philly 500 from the new set. And so I wanted to make sure that I got all of you guys. We're going to enter you guys for the drawings. We'll be giving away one of our cutting boards over here as well as a rack as well. So it has been busy, and this is days like today that I built this thing because we got to keep up with all that is. I see Lola. What's up, Lola? I know I saw Gina. What's up, Gina? Gina. Oh, Gina, what's going on? And Michael Anthony Fitness. Boom. If you could add these to the kitty. You are on top. Man, you the man.
I got in the parking.
Let me get, and Juan said, hold up, get one more. Juan Cruz said, get me one more, boss. Look, Michael out there making money. And look, up there's Jessica. What's up, Jessica? Is that the real Jessica? Yeah, I see a wrench. What's up? Mark. C-Tex 512 in the house. Thomas Garrett, what's going on? Derek Young. Noah Brown, I met. Well, if you've been under a rock and haven't been keeping up, thoughts and prayers for Keyshawn Johnson. His 4-year-old daughter passed away. I don't know what happened, but, he lost his daughter. Thoughts and prayers. This has been a crazy, crazy year. We've had too many people go by the wayside. So it just, you know what I mean. Victor Westfall, thank you for the super chat. Get me in there. When Michael comes back, we'll get you put it up. Jessica stepping up big. I was worried that Michael wasn't going to get here because I was like, damn, all the people that are going to be in here tonight because they want to be up to speed. Well, before we get to the Cowboys, here's what I said last year when COVID started hitting and we had players that were sitting out. I want to say that there were 9 players of New England's that sat out because of COVID. New England, losing Tom Brady, was in cap hell. They literally were in cap hell. And, they had all these players go out. They ended up getting Cam Newton and everything else. And, they
on the rookie, the minimum.
Yeah, the veteran minimum, right. But here's what happened for New England. They got a boatload of cash.
Yeah, because what happened.
Because all those players that sat out.
What happens is wherever the difference is of what they got for COVID.
Right. It got carried on over. So they got that money. They got high draft picks. And right now, Bill Belichick has spent over $150 million in contracts. $150 million. And he's got a lot of draft picks that are high draft picks. So, I think, you get all the players on the team. They're going to be. So, yeah, I think they're going to be real good.
I wouldn't be surprised this year.
Let's do a mic check here.
Mic sound nice, check 1. My mic sound nice, check 2. My mic sound nice, check 3. Are you ready?
All right, so welcome my main man, Michael Anthony Fitness over here. Are you still using your trimmer?
I use that ball deodorant before I go to the gym.
Are you trying to say your balls stink or something? No, I'm just trying to understand. You're always talking about the deodorant.
I don't on air, but when you go to the gym,
they're just not that fresh. They smell like lunch meat or something.
Anti-chafing.
Oh, anti-chafe. Oh, okay. All right. But it works good though. But listen, see, I use mine on a regular basis actually on my face here because it actually edges up real nice. And see, I don't have to use the razor blade because sometimes when I use the razor blade, I get hair bumps and all that. So it cuts it close where it looks like you don't really have a 5 o'clock shadow. I know you're like, well, use it on your head because you need a haircut. But the Manscaped, in fact, my wife's like, it's been about 3 weeks now, hasn't it?
Oh, we need to get the other thing too
for the nose hair. Yeah, because she did my back, and I'm amazed that as much hair as I had on my back that it hasn't grown back already. It's kind of like still nice, yeah. But anyway, like I said, fellas, trust me. We did a poll here with the ladies. And they said, shave that shit, man. Get that sucker in it. And Joseph Collin, did you get the hot sauce, man? Did you get the hot sauce for me? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. And I know the breaking news is the Cowboys really didn't sign anybody. All right, so here's what the Cowboys have done. First of all, they said that they were interested in Andy Dalton coming back. Andy Dalton actually has been getting a lot of play, linked mainly with the Chicago Bears. Now this, well, yeah, they can have him. But see, here's the thing that's amazing.
He has our backup.
Well, hold on.
He has potential. He just needs good coaching.
All right. Well, let me go through the whole dialogue here, because this is going to be a little shade thrown at the Washington team. Because Washington, at first, was interested in trading for Matthew Stafford, right?
They're interested in anybody.
Well, let me go through the timeline. First, it was Matthew Stafford, right? Then they started thinking about Russell Wilson and Deshaun. Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Russell Wilson's not.
Just listen to me. I'm just follow the timeline here.
Sierra does not want to come to DC.
Okay, but you went from those guys now to Mitch Trubisky. They're talking about Mitch Trubisky being signed in Washington.
We're talking about that.
You're talking about scraping the bottom of the barrel.
That bum that was a backup in college.
Who?
Tristan Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky?
Did he play for the Bears?
Yeah, he played for the Bears. Yeah, they moved up one spot to get him.
For a backup.
Well,
started a backup.
Okay, regardless. Okay.
The guy who started on his team is not even in the NFL.
Again,
For a backup.
Mitch, but I'm sitting there looking at, but here's what's funny. You're trashing Mitch Trubisky. But if you go by game statistics, because Carson Wentz played, I think, 2 more games than Mitch Trubisky did. Mitch Trubisky had better numbers than Carson Wentz.
I'm sure he did, but he's still
less turnovers, more yards per completion. There's Miss Jackie. Hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing? And did I get Lola? Lola, what's up, Lola? How you doing? All right, so here's the thing that's been going on with the Cowboys. Okay, it's been quite a bit. They signed Jake McQuid. I probably butchered the name, but, understand, okay? He's a long snapper. A 2-time Pro Bowling long snapper who is tied, of course, to John Fossil when his time was with the Rams. He has been signed by the Cowboys, which means LP Losserman, 40-year-old LP Losserman, and understand that long snappers, not like back in my day. Back in my day, we used to jack up the long snapper, literally. Long snapper's head between his legs, you were just driving his head right to his balls, okay? Literally he could be down there checking how to use his Manscaped, okay? Now, you can't touch the long snapper, okay? That's where things have changed, okay? And probably for the better if you're a long snapper. And so your career, it can be a pretty long career because you're not getting hit. You're not getting hit. So we signed a long snapper. I know you guys, we did a signing and it's a long snapper. Okay. Long snapper. Okay. Now, for the subtractions, it looks like Joe Thomas is going to be headed to the Texans for a 1-year deal. What? You didn't hear about that?
No, I don't.
Linebacker Joe Thomas. Juan Cruz taking the money out.
Take the money out! All of it!
Why would you want to go to the Texans?
Hey, get paid. It's like, Hey, you know what?
At least you're not far from home.
What did Demario Davis say when you sat here? You have to understand, I am an independent contractor. I get a 1099 at the end of the year, and I do what's best for me in my personal interest as far as money goes. This is a job.
That's what I do when I drive.
Exactly.
I don't take
So,
those low ball orders.
well, and it may be the Cowboys were going to be a low ball order, and look, I can go to Texans and get $500,000 more money. And it's just about 4 hours down the road.
I know, but for me, though, I would pass on the Texans, though.
Why? We just had a crappy season.
Because their
In
team,
fact, 2 crappy seasons in a row.
it's not even ready to go to the playoffs. I was like, nah.
Son, we ain't exactly been in the playoffs the last 2 years of damn self.
Yeah, but
I believe they won a playoff game the year before.
I still.
John Jones. Thank you, John Jones. Okay, so Joe Thomas is going to the Texans. We just said LP Losserman, it's time to get your retirement watch because you're retiring from the Cowboys, or he might be able to play somebody else.
What about Sean Lee? Did he retire?
Sean Lee, we don't know. Now, see, here's the problem. No. Well, here's the problem. So with Joe Thomas going to the Texans, and that means there's no chance that Jalen Smith is going anywhere. So anybody who's thinking that Jalen Smith was going to be a June 1st cut, you got no linebackers now.
He wasn't going to get cut until next year.
Well, so, that puts the onus because, Joe Thomas was a backup, but Joe Thomas was a really good backup. He reminded me a little bit of Hitchens because Hitchens was not really, he was a starter, but he wasn't really a starter, and they kind of said, nah, we don't need him. But if he goes to the Texans and becomes like Hitchens, I'm going to be pissed. I'm really going to be pissed because it seems like we keep keeping the wrong linebackers. So Sean Lee, who says I still have time left or still believes that I still have some left. I don't know. Right now, you may have to start looking at them and saying, you know what? Sean Lee can be an insurance policy. You got nobody. The cupboard's bare. The cupboard, listen, you got Jalen Smith, who's great at the swipe. He's great at doing the swipe.
The Hall of Famer, too. They did that thing when he was on TV. He co-signed on the swipe.
Well, okay. Regardless, okay.
And you met the guy too.
Bernard. Okay, but I'm still saying you're frontline guys. You've got some young guys in there. I think Luke Gifford is there too. But here's the thing.
If Jalen Smith doesn't have a good year this year, he's going to be cut next year.
Well, but listen, we're relying on Jalen Smith, who is, there's nothing wrong with me. It's the system. Everybody knows that if you look at the film, I'm good. Okay. And you've got Van Der Esch, the Wolf Hunter.
See how he does when it's just one scheme, not a hybrid.
Well, the Wolf Hunter who oh Lordy.
That's Sean Lee 2.0.
He might want to be hunting puppies or something or other, man, because that he ain't been doing too much wolf hunting. So again, that's the thing to worry about. Well, that and he's got Sean Lee-itis is what he's got. So we've got that situation at linebacker.
We love getting those broke down guys in the draft.
Well, that's actually brings up not just in the draft and free agency too, because no. Now see, the Cowboys are interested in safety Keanu Neal.
Is he broke down?
Well, here's the interesting thing about Keanu Neal. He was drafted in 2017 by Dan Quinn. Okay, it was Dan Quinn's hire. He had actually his first 3 years. His second year, he had 7 interceptions, and I think his third year he had 3. Fourth game of the season, he tears his Achilles tendon. So he's coming off of that. They say he's completely healed. But here it is, another one of those guys that's injured. So we're interested in him. He's not a bad safety. Okay, he's played free safety and strong safety. But and again, it's a guy that Dan Quinn knows. And see, here's part of the problem. Well, no, he's only had one injury in 4 years, and this is the year. What you looking at? I'm just making sure I ain't like a crazy Eagle fan or something coming over here with a hatchet trying to get me. But if you think about it, though, last year was kind of the year that everybody got hurt. Without the training camp, without the OTAs, you had so many players.
If you're a defensive player, especially.
It just got ugly. It got really, really ugly. So Weedham Boys, Victor says, JSR is looking good. Man, we're trying. I didn't get actually a chance because we had so many things break to do some stuff out there in the outdoor set, but I've got some things that'll be happening this week that are going to keep on going with it. Kenny Gibson. Thank you, man. Fake fans for bashing Cowboys players. That's what you call us for bashing Dak. How am I a fake fan? Honestly, Richard, are you gonna honestly say that Jalen Smith had a great season last year? I love Jalen Smith. Look right here. This shirt.
Jalen Smith.
This shirt right here is autographed by Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith was the most
seriously
player for his position.
Right. Listen. Am I lying? Am I lying, Richard? Come on, Kevin. Don't Kevin. Kevin. Kevin.
You talking to me?
You talking to me? Kevin, you talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me? Seriously,
What the
Kevin.
hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Well, I'm the only one here.
Are you talking to me?
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Who the fuck? Exactly.
Oh, yeah?
Kevin?
Huh?
You talking to me, Kevin Milton?
Okay.
Jalen Smith had a bad year. There's no other way to put it. I mean, you go, you're just bashing Cowboy. You're a fake fan. How am I a fake fan? What, do you want me to be a liar? You want me to be a liar? Our defense that gave up first 5 games of the season, 36 points a game. They tuned it down to 29. You want me to say, that was great, Jalen Smith, yes, he should be all pro. Man, get the fuck out of here with bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. Don't be stupid.
The Jalen Smith's defense, though, when Mr. Chronic neck issues got injured, he got moved around.
Regardless of it, you can't look at what his performance was and say it was good. I'm sorry. And if you're saying, if you're saying that because you can't be realistic and say a player, you can't honestly go out here and say that every player on the Dallas Cowboys defense played great. That's basically what you're saying.
Hey, maybe 2.
Seriously.
I can name 2.
You know what?
I can name 2.
I tell you what. How about this? Let me go back to my original question here. And let's take the defensive players that we have right now. Every single one of them that we have. How many of them could start for the 70s Cowboys?
None.
How many of them could start for the 90s Dallas Cowboys defense?
Oh.
So don't tell me that these are great players.
Jimmy Johnson will play that. Jalen Smith talking.
Benny, you know what? If I get pissed off, I can cuss.
No.
Seriously, I can. I know I shouldn't, but when somebody gets underneath my skin, I'm gonna put it out there. It's not like we don't see it everywhere. Okay. Seriously, it's not like we don't see it everywhere. And don't act like, oh my God, he said a 4-letter word. No. Come on, man. Come on.
Actually, YouTube wants you to say them every once in a while.
I mean, as long as it's not in the beginning, as long as it's not in the title, and as long as it's not like the first couple of minutes in it.
They want that PG-13 content.
Come on, man. No, seriously. That's your biggest take. Don't cuss. Get the F out of here with that crud. Is that what you want me to do? Jeez.
Jalen Smith would have been cut.
Okay.
If he was talking that mess or talking this season. Jimmy Johnson said goodbye. Jalen.
You're right. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, but yeah. Take your asthmatic ass over onto that field, okay? That's where you get cut.
A lot of it is our ownership. Allowing these guys to act.
Well, that's part of the problem. And that's where we're going to see what happens with Mike McCarthy as far as running it. Okay, so we definitely now need to look differently at the draft and free agency because of losing Joe Thomas. We have no depth whatsoever at linebacker. None. That's not a good thing. Now, we went ahead and did the Howard Floyd. Jalen Smith is a great player. Just thank Howard. That's perfect. Howard Floyd, thank you. Howard, email me, please. Email me, Howard. But you're 100% right. Jalen Smith is a great player. Just ask him. I hope that what Jalen Smith was saying as far as, I'm fine, just look at the film. I hope that that's just for the masses, that inside that he's really looking at, I got to play better. Look, there's the 90s Haley Ware Gregory. Dude. How come you haven't emailed me, dude? You won 2 shows ago. Skip. Okay. All right, so we got that hole. Now, here's what the Cowboys did do. They did the restricted tenders for Antoine Woods. Okay, he got the tender again. Tender, love me. Oh, I'm sorry. $2.1 million. And Cedric Wilson also got tendered too. So we got both of them coming back. And we also re-signed Noah Brown. So we've got our depth at wide receiver. We got our long snapper. And then we got Andy Dalton, who may become a Bear. Okay, so he's gone. We know we got Joe Thomas, who's going to the Texans. And we know that Keanu, Neal is in the Cowboy sights. So at least they're looking at trying to, why am I looking at Skip Bayless? God, makes you want to puke.
Did he get a tan or something?
Nah, I don't know what it is.
He looked like that tan sprayed or something.
It could be. Jalen Smith coming back strong. I hope, you know what, Juan Cruz, I hope that Jalen Smith is coming back strong. I hope that he gets rededicated, that he comes in like an absolute beast, because we need him to be. And I'm hoping that the scheme will fit them, so we simplify it so that way they don't have to think too much.
Hybrid crap.
Well, I
think that was part of the problem too on the defense.
It was, because we were kind of the 4-3, the 3-4. What do you guys like? I mean, it was just kind of crazy. The whole. It sounded good on paper that we would try and match up with other teams, but it was
the time to learn it.
The time or the personnel. And then, the fact that you tried to bring in a new defensive style and you brought in a whole bunch of new players from Dontari Poe, Emerson Griffin, Daryl Worley, Clinton Dix, it was just a pooch screw.
A lot of those guys that were getting cut at the beginning of the season were running their mouths.
That they were.
Because Clinton Dix, he was running his mouth too. And Carr, I think, was running his mouth too.
He is. Clinton Dix, I think, is trying out for the Raiders. David Wiley. He got his rack, and it looks awesome. Tears of joy. Damn. Well, shout out to my main man.
Yeah.
Well, damn, David. Send us some pictures, my man. I say linebacker in the third. Big C from Tennessee. How you doing, man? What about DeMonte Kez? That might not be a bad idea. I'm sorry. I was trying to do that. I was not trying to do. Jessica, what'd you do? Jessica? Hey, Mark McCoy coming back. They had. Here's a good. That's a good question. We don't know for sure because he said he'd like to come back. Cowboys had an interest in him coming back, but then he also said I wouldn't mind a reunion with Tampa Bay. So I think he just wants to play, and it's going to be whoever.
Hot spot now because a hot team right now.
Well, here's where it's interesting. You see, Tampa Bay is trying to keep the band together, and you see what the new philosophy is add voidable years. Tyson Hill ended up getting a 4-year extension that means nothing for $140 million. They put 4 voidable years onto the contract so that way they could take the signing bonus that they paid him last year and spread it out over those 4 years, basically creating 7 years of cap space. And they're talking to Shameless Winston. I'm sorry, why do I keep calling him Shameless? Jameis Winston. I got to stop that. You were timed out. I timed out somebody. Oh, Jessica, be careful. Be careful, Jessica, on that one. And see if this is some more breaking news here. The way the day's been going. Yeah, I already got that one. I got that one. Okay. Clowney would have. Oh, no. I do not want Clowney. Hell no. Clowney, no. Overpaid. Unmotivated, no. That's as bad as Skip Bayless sitting there talking about go get Earl Thomas. I can't.
I wonder Earl Thomas when he first got released from this.
He literally is still on the whole Earl. Go get Earl Thomas. I've been on this for years and years and years and years, and it's like, yeah, Skip, that train's left.
Yeah, Christian Shard mates.
That it's like you're really bringing that one back.
But since Christian Shard's gone, it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Giovanni and Clowney, no. You remember beginning of last year, during free agency, he was looking for $22 million contract. That's what he's looking for, $22 million. And he did the whole world tour and everything else. And I think he finally got talked down to about $8. And I think he didn't have I think he had 1 sack on the season. You know, Clowney, the Johnny Clowney of the Cowboys. No, screw him. I don't want no Clowney. He's a clown.
Is Crawford coming back?
Haven't heard anything about Crawford, but I don't think that they shouldn't.
That sounds like Crawford. Right?
Oh, but I guess, Richard Noggin's going to say I'm bad talking Cowboys because I'm a fake fan.
Crawford. I mean, Dak Prescott's their agent. I mean, at least Todd France got him paid for doing absolutely nothing.
Hey.
So at least he can say that much.
Well, they did sign that. I mean, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I mean, that was. I ain't mad at somebody. Hey, if you gave them the perception that I'm good, hey, then
about 10 million. We're doing nothing.
He made about 19 million 2 years doing nothing. Von Miller may be available, but Von Miller coming off injury too, and he's got baggage, Ron.
Well, I think
no Clowney for you. Okay. No, go get Sherman and Sue on incentive-based contracts. I think Sue, he might be. Gary, I'm with you on that one. See, that's the thing. Okay.
Play good during the Super Bowl.
I would like to. Here's what I do like. Okay, now when we talk about Keanu Neal, this would be his 5th year. I know he's coming off an injury, but the guy is relatively young. When you start talking about an Earl Thomas, you start talking Ndamukong Suh, you're talking about guys that are well into their 30s, and I would rather go with guys that are still in their mid-20s, if at all possible. Andy Dalton is apparently talking to several teams. Stop clowning around. I like that one. I love that one. KJ Wright would be good. Big C from Tennessee. I am kind of done with players from Seattle. After the Earl Thomas situation and everything else, after we were dealing with all that, then we had the Russell Wilson and stuff. From the time we traded the 2 number 1s for, wide receiver from Seattle, and he turned around and tore up his knee first week or first game. God, I'm having a brain fart here. Joel Reisner, come out of the week with Tomlin, Neal, or Hooker, Ryder, Perryman, Haywood, and draft the rest. We're good. Don't overpay Aguilar. Aguilar signed with New England, I believe. Didn't he? I think Nelson. That was a surprise, though. I'm sorry, that just hit me about Nelson Aguilar signed with New England. New England's just like signing everybody. Galloway, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Joey Galloway. Man, that was like a pooch screw. So we got hosed on that situation right there with him. Like I said, the whole thing with Russell Wilson, the whole thing. I'm just tired of hearing about Seattle Seahawks guys. Okay. Probably not. G. Stu, what's up, man? Mark, do you think there's a chance we get the tight end from Florida? Should we get him? Since I'm special, I'm not special. I'm not part of the popular thing about upgrading the tight end. I mean, it'd be great. Steven Robinson, bam, man, you guys are hitting it up tonight. Okay. All right. My thing is this, guys. I know people are like, with Pitts, everybody wants Pitts. Man, get Pitts and stuff in the draft. He's there. I get that. I get that. He may be a generational tight end. I understand that. But right now, I was a defensive lineman. That man in the middle that took all that abuse, that guy that was there to help supplement the offense, giving them good field position, getting them takeaways, helping my team to win. I got a really strong offense. I need some help on the defensive side. Right now, you look at almost all the signings, re-signing of players, Juan Cruz. It's all offensive depth. Right now, Antoine Woods is the only guy that we brought back so far. Now all I need is a cutting board. David Wiley. Man, see, I thought we were looking at, we are looking at, we are, but until they're signed, looking at, hell, I look at all kinds of things, man. I go through Amazon, I look at this, and this, but, until I buy it, looking don't mean jack. But I hope that we do that. But tight end for me, it's low on my totem pole. I need some help on my defense. I honestly do. We can have a great. Mark is a Dak fan. Okay. Have you heard from here, or did she have another name? She's been on my heart list. Mark, I actually sent her 2 emails. I have not heard from her. I sent her an email yesterday, and I think I sent her one on Friday because I don't know where she's been. I know her mother had been sick and things, and I'm hoping everything's okay with it. Joey Galloway. Yes, Joey Galloway was ass. Drafting for need leads to Taco Charlton. I agree with you, Toby. I agree with you, but I agree with you to a point. What I would actually hope for, Law Nation's biggest fan. I can't find your channel, dog. So, I tried. I looked up Law Nation's biggest fan. Nothing came up, okay? Get Richie Garrett or Washington in a second. Surtain Jr. Too Tall Jones. Too Tall would be good if he was a young man, but he's a little old right now. Mark, who do you think was the bigger trade bust? Joey Galloway was. I mean, both of them were bad, but you gave up 2 number ones for Joey Galloway. You only gave up 1 number one and a couple of other ones for Roy Williams. So I have to say Joey Galloway was, but it's kind of like, it's like a knife to the head or a knife to the chest. Which one? They're both going to kill you. So does it really matter? Defense. J.C. Horns is the number 1 quarterback. Mark, all is well with her. Yo, you pray all is well with her. Okay. There's Brian. Oh, man. Brian, we're coming for you, dog. Brian, I want to know about how you feel about Mitch Trubisky maybe being your quarterback. Horn over every quarterback in the draft. What's happening, Cowboys Nation? All the pretty, beautiful Cowboys ladies in the place. All right. Don't sleep on... okay, Mark, we should get Richard Sherman. I'm not really, it is kind of, from a leadership standpoint, but I'm trying to stay away from old guys. I'm an old guy, and I don't want to see me on the Cowboys.
These people I don't want you to be.
Mark, the Cowboys need a player to get the ball just like the clip you played in replacement. Yeah, go get me the ball. Absolutely hit that for broke-ass media. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. Is Uncle Charles... I don't know where Uncle Charles is either. Gina C., you are right. Alan Gilbert was solid. Hello, thank you. Horn is the best corner. I hope we get Alan Harris. I see everybody's putting in their wish list. Alan Williams. What's up, Alan? How about Jonathan Haskins and Slayton Jr.? Definitely would be an improvement. Sherman's too old and slow. Slater is the safest pick at 10. What's up, Brian? Racks on racks. No, old defensive backs. I need some young guys that can keep up. Well, I think what the Cowboys are going to do. Okay, so you can kind of look for what they're doing. By restructuring Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins, you got to figure that they feel that their recovery is good enough that they will be back next year, or I should say this year. So they're rolling the dice, I think, with them for the most part. They may end up looking for an offensive lineman later in the draft, second, third round, maybe, if they end up trading back and maybe there's a guy there, they may do it that way. But pretty much, I think they're saying, thank you, Gina. I love that. I've been working hard on it and still got a whole bunch of stuff that's still coming to work on it. But I think they're going to look at it and say, Tyron Smith's replacement, maybe we can wait another year. They're looking at it from the standpoint of whoever we draft first has got to be a starter. And right now we're not ready to say he's going to be a starter over Tyron Smith. Ooh, young Wilson. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and do one of the drawings. Which should we do first? Should we do the cutting board first? Or should we do the shot glass rack? Which one, Mike? Don't care?
better email us.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. We'll do the drawing and email us so that way you can get your prize. Again, maybe you don't want the prize. Okay. So I'll tell you what.
Okay, we'll just give it to somebody else.
We'll do a cutting board. This is mahogany, cherry, oak, walnut, and maple. It's hard as a rock. Ow. Damn, why did I do that? That shit hurt. Great to go ahead and put some of your pulled pork on here, some cheese and crackers and wine if you want on there. You know, you can cut anything with it, okay? Just when you get these, okay, understand, look.
You have to get that oil, too.
I've got the oil. Understand. Don't put this in the dishwasher. Don't leave it in the sink soaking in water, okay? Don't do that to it. It's wood. I know it's not alive, but it's a living and breathing thing, okay? So take care of it, you know? Take that knife. Chop on it, okay?
You need to do a little write-up?
Well, I do. I am. I will. I'm gonna write up. And so what we'll do is we'll put like a card in there, care and treatment to it. All right. So, are you ready? Are you ready, Mike? To do? He's spinning it. He's spinning. Who's the winner? GD. He was on the last show. GD. Have not seen him here tonight. So, Miss Jackie with the super chat. Woo, GD. Boom. I will put it in the community tab. So, if you don't end up being in the show, check the community tab to see if you were a winner. Thank you guys so much for Miss Jackie. For the donation stuff, you know we are putting it back into the channel here. We've got the new set last night. If you didn't see it, be careful where I did my very first interview where we Skyped in Philly 500. I didn't realize his head was so big.
Howard Floyd.
Yes, Howard Floyd. We gave up 2 number 1s for Joey Galloway. Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but that's what we did. Because, see, it was Jerry Jones was thinking, all we need is a great wide receiver. And we did that not once, but, we signed T.O., okay, because we thought T.O. would be a difference maker. And then we made the trade for Roy Williams. And when you start thinking about giving up 2 number 1s, those should be 2 impact players. And that's my whole thing about, that number 1 pick needs to be a guy, day 1 starter that makes your team better. It's got to be. Why you keep looking? What is there something going on outside or something? You got me scared. Cowboys need Tomlin, Mark. Okay. Derek Young will not go against you, brother. Steve Prizzle, thank you. Another big one. Damn.
I thought that was.
What, Howard?
No, I thought that was your boy.
Co-Pizzle.
I thought it was the brother. I was like, I didn't know you had a brother.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do at 10 o'clock, we'll do one more drawing. So we'll do that one. We've got the rack over here that we'll give away. Jameis Winston signed with the New Orleans. Yeah, they're working. Well, here's the thing that's interesting about New Orleans. They're kind of like, we don't really know what we're going to do. They said we're working on a new deal for Jameis Winston, but we're not guaranteeing that he's going to be a starter. We basically got cap relief for Tyson Hill, which is Mr. Spectre Gadget. They did a 4-year, $140 million extension that is completely meaningless.
Shame on the mayor too.
Well, I mean, she knew he was going to retire.
Yeah, but you should have said that after he retired. If I was a fan, I would be pissed.
Well,
you should have waited till after he retired to talk about.
Cowboys should get Marcus Peters from Baltimore. Well, here's what we know. We know the Cowboys with Stephen Jones. He's like broke ass media. He ain't spending no money. He's going to do veteran minimum contracts, low risk, high reward type picks. He's not going to go, oh, damn. Hold on. When you're outside, it's a beautiful day, and you're out walking around in the neighborhood and everything else, and it's just like, it's beautiful. It's just, everything is just beautiful. And then all of a sudden you step and you kind of feel that squish. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You kind of step in some shit. That's what I feel like just happened right now.
Just got another weapon to focus, and CeeDee Lamb is a weapon in every shape of the world.
I fire Howie. Fucking fire him. What an idiot! What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass. He's stupid. I fire his ass.
Oh, shit.
I fire his ass. I mean, Howie's got to be stupid. What are you doing? You just let Dallas take him.
That's my boy, Philly 500. You know it's nothing but love for you, Philly. You know, Philly, you know me. You know you my boy. You my boy, man. Oh, man. But hopefully we'll see meltdowns like that during the draft. Here's what's kind of crazy. Philly, last night when we did that whole video, we got to do more stuff. Kathy Stern, I know your husband's doing better. Shout out. Power Prayer Works for Kathy. Thank you. I'm glad her husband is doing better. But Philly, last night, I didn't realize what you said. It went over my head. D. Stu told me, and it was like, wait a minute, really? I didn't realize of the 10 picks that you guys have, you got 3 6-round picks.
You mean compensatory picks?
Well, no. 666.
I know, bro.
Day the devil.
But isn't that compensatory picks? I think they're compensatory picks.
Well, I don't know what they are. Look, all I know is they the devil. They the devil. That's all it is. 666. Hey. Okay. But anyway, that's my main man, Philly 500. We had a ball last night. The only thing is, if you watch that video from last night where he literally says that his team is going to win the division, be careful when you first start watching it, because we have the new set. Okay, we're in the regular live streaming studio set here, but we're in that new set, and we got a 55-inch TV out there monitor. So when you see Philly 500 on a 55-inch screen, it's like whoa. It's like whoa. No, I'm just saying about it's a big head. It's like whoa. But anyway, no, Philly 500. He's my boy. He's cool people. Even though he did fuck up with the belt. You did fuck up with the belt, but you still my boy. But we're getting ready for. What's that? I was looking at that thing, and I'm not quite sure how to do it where it's going to be strong, where it's not going to be too big and overpowering with the wood. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something for it. Oh, that's the real Philly 500, because he's got a wrench. He's got a wrench. That's how you know he's verified, because I gave him a wrench to make sure. Because I know that there's some crazy people out there who want to pretend that they're Philly 500, and they kind of psycho. Randy Gregory will have 10 to 15. Well, Joseph, I tell you what, when you think about him not being suspended and actually being able to practice with the team, he has never really had a full off season that, he can work out. This is the first time. Well, but they changed the rules now. I mean, hell, not only is it legal now, in our state to be able to gamble. So marijuana, although you can't start selling it until 23, but it's legal here too. I mean, shit, everything legal now.
I use CBC oil and it works.
Brian, can you have Dalton? Brian, you can have Dalton. Wouldn't that be funny to have Andy Dalton after he got knocked the F out? Will the cutting boards have a Dallas logo? They will have. I tell you what, they do have. I can't put the Cowboys logo. They've got the Jobu logo on it. Look, boom. That's burned in there. Jobu star. I can do that. One of these days, when I have enough money, I will get a CNC machine.
Now you can do it then.
But what I have to do is kind of do it on the down low. Right. Don't promote it. It's like if you want it, I put it on there, but I'm not listing that on there.
What is it? Custom. If you want a custom,
that's right. Custom. So if you say, "Hey, Mark, I want you to put a custom Dallas Cowboy star," and then but until I get about $6,000 to be able to buy that machine, you're just going to settle for the wood burning. But something that was interesting to me happened on the Rich Eisen show. Rich Eisen's show is actually pretty cool. Does not get much love, but this got me thinking about our triplets. Between Zeke, Dak, and Amari, or CD.
I'll say CD.
Do we have a triplet set that's as good as what we had before? And how does it compare in the NFL?
We're talking about Aaron Jones and the Packers. Yes. Who's got the best NFL Big Three?
Okay.
Packers. Right. I was going Cowboys, Chiefs, obviously, and TJ and I were back and forth on the fourth, whether it's Vikings or Bills.
The problem with the
Cowboys shouldn't be in there.
I mean,
my point.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that's not true.
Yeah,
it is true.
Hold on a second.
Come on, guys.
Hold on a second. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. We'll take some phone calls in a second and get to a couple of things that Mike Florio just pointed out here. And we are back here on the Rich Eisen Show radio network. Kurt Warner in hour number 3. Our poll question for you want to put up there for the NFL is the NFL's big three. The problem with saying NFL's big three is the Chiefs have a big three, but it's a tight end, receiver, quarterback.
Well, I just said Tyreek Hill. We were going wide receiver.
You know what I mean? Like, no, because Aaron Jones, like when you say big three, you're talking about quarterback, receiver, and running back.
Yeah, we should have specified.
So you can't. So for the Chiefs, you can't. I mean,
you
could put Clyde Edwards-Helaire in there, but I don't think he's even a top 10 running back in the league right now. You can't even say that right now about him. But you could say Hill, Kelsey, and Mahomes is one of the best, three-headed weapons. And you put the Cowboys in there, and you said the Cowboys can't be included. Why? Because Dak was hurt last year? Because when you're paying Dak Prescott $40 million a year, and your wide receiver $20 million a year, and you're running back what they're paying Zeke, damn straight the big three better come through for the Dallas Cowboys.
Damn straight they better come through.
But when you refer to triplets and big three as Dallas, you're thinking wide receiver, running back, and quarterback, and nobody's ever going to be better than 3 Hall of Famers like that for Dallas.
I mean, that's obvious.
So, I mean, but you definitely have to include Dallas in that.
Yeah, I think so.
I said Rams, Vikings, Chiefs, and the Packers.
Rams. Who was that? Cooper Kupp?
Robert Woods?
I don't know if you can
Akers,
include that. You can include.
Are you on crack?
Minnesota, the quarterback is the weak link.
Exactly, which is why you can't have him on there. So that's why I was going to
That's why I'm saying
Buffalo with Josh Allen.
Buffalo is great, but the running back is
back is less than
beyond less. I mean, you could say Buffalo had the weakest run game of any team in the playoffs.
See you, William Taylor.
You could throw them in with anybody, with the exception of the Steelers, who had a dreadful run game going into the playoffs last year.
That's true. I don't put the Bucks on there just to have fun.
You could, because you go Brady,
needs to fire that guy.
playoff Lenny, and Mike Evans.
Playoff. Or Ronald Jones. You can even go Ronald Jones if you want.
You could do that, but then again, you're not putting that requirement on the Chiefs. Well, because the tight end receiver quarterback situation. That's why it's kind of different to put it all in one size fits all poll question.
It was intended to be quarterback, running back, wide receiver. That's what
if you want to go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, I think you would be hard pressed to find a better one than what the Packers are putting on the field.
I'd have to say Green Bay right now.
Name me another one.
That's what we were trying to come up with.
Okay.
I mean, because Russ, Carson, and DK.
No shot. I mean, that doesn't compare to that does not beat the Packers.
Yeah. We're talking about.
Right. So anyway, it's just kind of interesting talk that's in there, just to kind of say who kind of fits that. I think I'm of course biased because I'm a Cowboy fan, but if Zeke bounces back, I still think that Zeke Elliott was dealing with COVID. Q. I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for being here. I still think Zeke will rebound especially if the offensive line rebounds. But decline, yes, of course he's on a decline. But if you've got holes that are there as opposed to what we had this year, now remember we also lost. No, not Looney. Tackle. Cam Irvin. Cam Irvin signed with the Panthers, but we're okay because we got Brandon Knight. You know, the thing is we were down to like 4th and 5th offensive tackles. You know, you can't expect a running back to have like a Walter Payton season when you're down to your 5th string offensive tackle. It just doesn't happen. Our offensive line was ass. So losing him, okay, Cam Irvin, who had, I want to say, played in 6 games, 5 starts. Somebody asked me to recap. Okay, so here's what we've got so far. Joe Thomas looks to be signing a 1-year deal with the Texans for $2 million. Okay, which is going to make us short in linebackers. This may end up being Sean Lee. You know, maybe Sean Lee ends up coming back. Well, you draft somebody, but you still look at it from the standpoint of, can I get a couple of games as a backup for Sean Lee? Can you take a veteran minimum job for us just to kind of be there just in case shit happens? That's the way I look at it. Okay, so Cam Irving signs with Cam Irving got a $6 million deal, I think, with the Panthers. So that, I ain't mad at you, bro. Get that money. LP Losserman is going to go bye-bye because the Cowboys signed Jake McQueen or McCude. Jake M. Okay, we'll call it not Jake from State Farm, but Jake M. from Los Angeles, who had a relationship with John Fossil, our special teams coach. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler, and so he will be replacing LP Losserman. And this is where I kind of feel that this was done for Jason Witten, because Jason Witten has the Dallas Cowboys record for most games played by 2. LP was only 2 games behind him. And so I kind of feel like, because LP, as a long snapper, your body doesn't get jacked up. 40 years old, it's like being Tom Brady as a long snapper. They can't really hit you. What? Our long snapper, LP Losserman. He's in the picture, where I've got like Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick and Zach Martin, and he's in there too, walking off in the sunset in Arizona at the Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowler for us. But anyway, he's 40. Well, hey, if he's old, then what am I?
Well, that's different because you're not a football player. 40 years old for a football player.
He's an old fart at 40. I got 15 years on him. So what does that make me?
Players, that's different. I'm talking about football terms. 40 years older.
No respect. I get no respect.
I'm just saying that for a football player, that's old.
Okay.
It's old for a football player.
Okay.
Tom Brady is old for a football player.
Yeah, but Tom Brady doesn't get hit. He doesn't get hit. He gets the calls, man.
He did at the beginning of the season.
Okay. All right. So LP is out because Jack McCude is in. Antoine Woods, as well as Cedric Wilson, got the tender. Okay, they ended up redoing them for 1-year tenders, so those guys are coming back. Noah Brown, he got another contract with the Cowboys, so he's coming back. So in essence, right now, the only thing we've lost on offense is Cam Irvin, which, if all things are equal, hopefully the backup Brandon Knight does not have to get on the field, that Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins are both starting for the season. Cali Cowboy 805. Shout out to you, man. What's going on? And the Cowboys are interested in a safety, Keanu Neal, who is from Atlanta, who was drafted by Dan Quinn in 2017. Has 10 interceptions, basically in 2 seasons there. Ended up tearing his his Achilles tendon last year, week number 4, but is supposedly completely healed. Whew. All right. I think that's it, unless something happened over the last hour that I missed. CDMR and MG make a great trio alongside Dak and Zeke. The Patriots taking all the players. Patriots have spent $150 million on free agents. Gary, we actually have 4 4 compensatory picks. We got a 3rd round, a 4th round, a 5th round, and a 6th round compensatory picks. We have 10 picks total. And the way the compensatory picks work are at the end of each of the rounds. So really, a compensatory pick in the 3rd round, really, you might as well say would be like a 4th round pick. Is one way you kind of look at it. You can trade them, but I'll tell you, hey, we got our quarterback in the 4th round on a compensatory pick because of DeMarco Murray. So I ain't sleeping on those picks. I ain't sleeping on them.
But if you need to move up for a player that you think is going to be really good, you can trade one of those.
What do their contracts look like against the Cowboys cap so far? Noah and I think Noah Browns and Antoine Woods are like $2.1 million. It's not a whole lot. It's cheap. Sorry, Matt. My dyslexia I suck with names, dude. Everything is kind of up here in my head. If somebody says it to me, I'll remember it. But as far as reading things, I am just not that good. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. But see, I'd have to be able to figure out how to use the app to go ahead and get it. So here's what you got to understand, my man. Listen, Matt, let me explain to you. I do have this dyslexia, okay? I actually could not speak in front of people. Everybody kind of has a gift or something they're really good at. Me, I am a very visual person, okay? I built this without plans, this first one. The next year, without plans, I built this one, copied it, because I had a picture in my head. The 3rd year, without plans or anything else, built this one. I get an image in my head, I'm good to go. The desk outside, there's no drawings, no plans or anything else. The whole way that whole set has been set up is all done in my head. That's what I'm good at. In fact, I'm going to say I'm fucking outstanding when it comes to being able to build stuff. I am good at having memory, where I can go back and keep numbers and things in my head. I am fantastic at doing math. But, dude, I can't do it all. I suck at reading things, especially pronouncing names. Back in school, see, you guys have it made now because you have, the good old spell check and, the cell phone where you can just speak into it and it gives you the words. We used to have to go look up words. And the teacher would say, you know how to spell it? Look it up. Well, how the fuck do you look it up when you think knee is spelled with an N? How do I know the K silent? So forgive me for butchering up names. You kind of know who I'm talking about. So forgive me that's the thing I just can't do. We are definitely below average on defense, Mark, and I agree with you wholeheartedly that we need to improve it. The Cowboys say they realize that. They're trying to get a safety. Hopefully that'll be better than what Xavier Woods was. They're trying to do some things. We'll see how that works out. I think you might be wrong on that. Hold on. Keanu O'Neal. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. You are 100% right. I got it backwards. Boom. Excuse me. Shout out to you. I got it backwards. Jerry Jones is an old fart. Yeah, he definitely is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Uh-oh. Seth just had a fart. There we go. Don't know what happened. Sorry. Cowboys should bring back Jeff Heath. Jeff Heath's long gone. Let's see if it comes back up. There we go. All right, it's back. All right, so Mike, it is after 10. You ready for the other drawing here? All right, we're getting ready to do another drawing here. Round and round and round and round and round it goes. Cali Cowboy, I saw that email. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see it. Who do we got? Who do we have? Boom, 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 boom for our shot glass. Wilson! Oh, man, I think that's Hawaii. We got to send that to Hawaii. That's going to be an arm and 3 legs. Young Wilson! Young Wilson, you're the winner. Wilson! Okay. Wilson, are you here? Okay. Young Wilson and GD are our 2 winners tonight. Thank you guys so much. Big ups to you and Mike. Cali Cowboy, thank you. Cali Cowboy sending us an Emmitt Smith coin. That will be really nice to go into the cabinet there. I appreciate that. All right. So, Young Wilson, thank you for donating and being part of the our channel here, helping to grow. And GD, those are our 2 winners tonight. Send Andy Dalton back to Cincinnati where he belongs. Damn, you cold. Winner, chicken dinner. Alan S. Diggs could use someone other than AB or Jordan Lewis. Diggs is a great baller. Well, okay, let's, while we're still here and going, here's my thing, okay? I know I'm a guy with a day job, a voodoo doll, and I fuck up names, okay? Forgive me. I butcher names, okay? Forgive me, but that's just what I do. I'm a name butcher, okay? I just put the names on the cutting board and just chop them up because that's what I do. But for me, I've said this year after year after year. John, I would love the Cowboys to be able to trade back. But the thing is you have to have somebody who wants to trade with you and that you can get value on that trading back. So, ideally, maybe one of these quarterbacks falls down to 10 and somebody around 18 or 20 says, hey, I'll give you a first, a second, and a third to move up there. And you say, great, because then I got 2 extra picks. But you got to have somebody who wants to do that. But for me, because I would love to be able to do that, because then I can say, okay, I can get me the best corner there with the first pick or defensive lineman, and I could get, with the extra second round pick and the other second round pick, I can get me 2 corners to go with it, or a corner and a safety, or just the best players available. I would love that. But for me, this is your channel, Mark. Oh, there's Gina. What's up, Gina? No, I just want people to understand, because a lot of times people will go, oh, man, because I've had people say, you're just lazy, man. You just don't want to take the time. It's like, dude, you don't understand. I used to could see it. I mean, I know it the night before, and the next day would not be able to do it in the test. The next day, it would be lost. And the teacher would just say, you just don't study. It's like, no, I just don't see it. And when you have dyslexia, when you see things, it gets reversed in your minds. My C's used to look like E's. My D's were B's. My 3's were 5's. And it just gets confused. And I apologize for it. And, that's where if I were ever to work for ESPN or something like that, I can't do a script. I have to do everything off my head. If you'll notice as I read some of your comments, it's kind of like wah 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 wah. Okay, it's just not what I do. That's my weakness, and I have no problem admitting it. But I find ways to get over it. But for me, my weakness is Steven Johnson. You're right. We need a 1 technique and a ball hawk, a cornerback or free safety, and that is the case. My man DMV said, and it's stuck with me, when you control the middle of the field, you control the field. And that's the truth. And that's the one thing we have not been able to do since the 90s is control the middle of the field. Having great safeties, having great defensive linemen. We've had great edge rushers, which is cool. But the problem with having great edge rushers is they get upfield and you're soft up here. The quarterback can step up. The defensive ends get pushed past them. Quarterback has a nice field of vision, can take off and run. And that's the problem for the Cowboys. You get that guy in the middle, that guy that requires you to get double teams, I'm telling you, it makes everybody else in that defense better. The linebackers, Jalen Smith doesn't have to take on the guard all the time. He's free to roam. Make a tackle, get a swipe.
I just can't believe a Hall of Famer actually co-signed on that. And you said you met the guy too. I forget the dude's name. I can't believe he co-signed on it.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Brooks, I think.
Oh, Brooks from Tampa. Yeah,
he co-signed on that too. I was like, come on.
A trash can full of dirt? No way. You don't understand. Slater will be off as guard by the time we get to Smith. Mark spitting truth. But seriously, though, if we get that guy in the middle, just think about it. If you get that guy in the middle that just gets that little push and the quarterback can't step up, all of a sudden Randy Gregory and D-Law are going to get more sacks. The linebackers can roam and be in coverage. The D-backs won't have to hold up the guys for 7-8 seconds like Aaron Rodgers always do. Ramsey has signed a big fat contract with the Rams. I didn't win, Jessica, laugh out loud, unless you mean the other Gina. But I think he said it's GD. Our line's coming strong, feed Zeke. Hopefully, again, the Cowboys are betting on Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith coming back healthy. I'm actually surprised. I mean, $2 million these days is really chump change. It's kind of like, damn, did he just not want to be here? And especially if you were him, you got to look at it and say, well, we got Van Der Esch, who seems to be hurt half the season. And, I have no idea. But I don't know. But he's only signed for $2 million for 1 year.
I mean, if offering them less money,
but I bet you will see a lot of 1 year deals for players because they don't want to get locked in at a low price with new money coming in next year. Press that like. Mark, what about Marvin Wilson from Florida State? Here's the thing. I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. I haven't really started looking at the college prospects and stuff right now. I've been dealing with getting, right now we got free agency. What?
You need to find that one player you like.
I will. I'll find him. I'll find the one. But
because it seems like every time you get that one player, they sign him.
Well, Gallimore was my guy last year.
I mean, Taco was your guy too, but
I knew they were going to get Taco, but I thought he was going to be better. Avery Giovanni, Spirit of Detroit podcast. Shout out. What do I think about Awuzie? I think Awuzie or Jordan Lewis, one of the two will be re-signed. I think Xavier Woods is gone.
That they predict us to get the corner. One of them's going to be gone.
Woozie, I like Awuzie. Woozie's had some issues as far as injuries and things like that have stunted the growth, and we've had changes in coaching, I think, that have also hurt him as well, and a weak front line. So I would like to keep Awuzie. I think you're going to have to keep either him or Jordan Lewis, one or the other. Whoever they get, they better be dogs. You're right about that. What about Delvin Tomlinson? What's good, family? Why the heck are they keeping Woods at defensive tackle? He didn't play. Okay, here's the thing. You still got to have guys that rotate. And you actually look at Seattle back when they were the Legion of Boom. Oh, I'm glad the audio is on point. Good. That's the new mixer here, and I'm up close here to it. Seattle had wave after wave of defensive linemen. They didn't have a Reggie White stud or anything like that. But what they were able to do is put wave after wave of fresh bodies that were all pretty good at you. Yeah, but can Dan Quinn get it together? Well, here's the thing with Dan Quinn. First of all, people will say, well, he got to the Super Bowl and didn't win. Well, right now, I'd be happy if we got to the Super Bowl and didn't win because it's been that long. At least we could be happy going into the Super Bowl. But some guys are are coordinators, and some guys are head coaches. Norv Turner was an incredible coordinator. But as a head coach, he was not that good. And see, Dan Quinn is one of those guys that I think that is a better coordinator than maybe a head coach. Because, see, there's a difference. Head coach is like being the CEO. You're overseeing. You're having a philosophy, and you're passing it on to the other guys to do what you want. What your philosophy is. As a coordinator, you are more the teacher of men. You're the guy that's the brains, that's coming up with the play calling and everything else. You're the guy that's getting the players in positions to win. And it's a two totally different set of skills. I think Kellen Moore is a better coordinator than he was a position coach. Because, again, those are two different set of skills. You're actually teaching a quarterback where to step, how to step, and everything else, the timing, the footwork, okay? All of that stuff, hands-on. That's a quarterback coach. Coordinator's job is, what is the down and distance? What is the type play calling? What is the philosophy? What is the type plays we're going to run? Different skill set. So that's where I look at Dan Quinn and hope with what happened in Seattle was more of his philosophy as a defensive coordinator. His problem was being the head coach in Atlanta, different philosophies. So that's the way I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Smith and Collins' health issues. Well, here's the reality, Alfonso, is any player in one play can be injured. And you only have so much money that you can spend, and you only have so many draft picks. You have to roll the dice a lot of times with players and hope that you're going to be the best they can be. I would rather roll the dice on Tyron Smith and La'el Collins, knowing that at least Terrence Steele has had some experience and that Brandon Knight is not bad. I'd rather roll the dice and say, that's my offensive line, guys, right there, instead of saying, we got Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith at linebackers, and and we got nobody else there. So you have to look and say, we'll pray for a miracle. We'll get the duct tape out for those guys. But we know that this is an even worse position where we are. We got $133 million spent on offense and $66 million spent on defense. We have got to be better in defense. You cannot just outscore people every single week. You've got to get a defense that's going to be able to help you. Is Andy going to Washington? I haven't heard rumors about going to Washington. I've heard about Chicago, but I've heard that there's been about 5 or 6 teams that are interested in him there.
Anybody. They just want to sign somebody.
Another one, I feel you on that. But if you look at depth on the offensive line, you got more depth on the offensive line than you do anywhere else. That and wide receiver. So you've got none at linebacker. You have nobody at linebacker. Your defensive line is still kind of thin too. And when we talk about our secondary, you ain't got nobody in the secondary. Nobody seems to be talking about our backup quarterback. Well, right now we've got, of course, Ben DiNucci, and we'll probably end up getting Double G back. Andy Dalton is going to Washington football. I think I would actually like to see Andy Dalton in Washington. That would be interesting.
Anywhere but the Dallas Cowboys. I don't need to be reminded of the right.
Alan, I don't think. Here's the thing with fullback. I don't think that they look at it as a fullback is. We don't really need a fullback because that's not the style of offense that they're using.
One of our tight ends played fullback, and he actually was
right. Which is, exactly, they'll use a tight end more as like an H back in there.
And that's what the fullback position is devalued.
That's perfectly said, Gina. A good line, of course. I listen. I'm not disputing that we need a good offensive line. RG3 is available. Oh man,
I don't want that bomb.
We are looking at Kazan at safety. Okay, I'm gonna have to check because I've been getting ready for the show and stuff. I got to get caught back up myself. Hit at linebacker. Garrett Gilbert for backup. I think I have to agree with you, Alan, that Alan Williams, that I don't think we're going to be having fullback, which is one of the reasons why.
We normally don't have a fullback.
No, not with Mike McCarthy. You don't.
We before he was there, we usually don't have a fullback.
Does Mike Singletary not want to coach again? Don't know. Probably more than likely won't get an opportunity to. Like Gina Thorne, RG3. Tyrod Taylor is a great backup. I like
Mike
Gilbert.
Terry did coach, and he stunk up the building.
Is Coleman actually? Well, in the AAF, but actually with San Francisco, he actually started getting some talent with that team.
I know San Francisco,
and got fired.
His second go around, he stunk up the building. We was in the AAF because they had the worst record. I think he only won one game before they said that's it. We're going to shut this down.
It appears the Bears and Saints might be trying to put together a package for Russell Wilson. I'll have to check that out. How about Alex Smith as a backup? We all know these players go. Abe Shepard, how can I get the nice rack for your collection? You can do a super chat, and we're doing giveaways, or they're on my website, cowboyjobu.com.
If you go to the website, you got a better chance of getting them.
Well, of course, if you go to the website, you get okay. That's a given. You'll get one delivered. Okay. Dez is if he comes back. Yeah, Dez says he would not be would not mind coming back to the Cowboys. Of course he would.
Of course, Jerry Jones take him in a heartbeat. That's his boy.
Wasted money. Who do we have free agent money spent? Here's the thing. If you want to get free agents, you can do it. It's a matter of having the desire to do it. The fact that we put $140 million for Tyson Hill just so they could get $7.5 million. Okay, that was bullshit money, by the way. Voidable years. How much is a super chat? Super chat can be $1, my man. Are the lines coming strong? We'll get back. David Wiley, I don't know we get back to 2016 Zeke. I'm not sure we'll get right there, but I don't think you have to get to 2016 Zeke. It'd be great if you could, but if you can just get him, better than he was in 2020, we got to go defense. Amen to that. Mr. Holmes, thank you for the tack. The tack. I'll pass on Alex Smith. I would, Alex Smith, if he ever had to play, man, I'm telling you, it scared me every time he went out there. Garrett Gilbert as a backup. Go. I would be okay with Gilbert as our backup. No, and then you have Ben Dominucci as your third string. No, he's not ready. He's not. Oh, no. Dez loves the Cowboys. You got that right, Gina. Do another drawing, Mark. We'll do another one. Probably Wednesday I'll do another live stream, in which case we'll do another drawing.
Yeah, you can. I'll be working.
He's hurt over that and still doesn't want to blame him. You think we draft what positions on offense in the draft? Apparently, if Kyle Pitts is there, we'd probably end up taking him. Depending on who's there on the offensive lineman, you might end up seeing an offensive tackle. If the Cowboys, and I wouldn't mind doing that if we sign a true starter in free agency on defense. Nick Foles for backup, wouldn't that be a hoot?
No, I don't want him either.
Free agency is another team's garbage. Dallas can draft at 10, an offensive tackle, and the rest of the draft picks with defense. Drafting a quarterback. Jerry ain't signing Dez. If Zeke has another down year, he's traded. Nations United, shout out to you. Thank you. How would I have Dak's high school jersey? Don't have that one. Don't have his college one either. Just draft defense. That's all I have to say. Amen to that. Well, who do you think the Cowboys are signing? Patrick Peterson and move him to safety? You know what? Patrick Peterson's had a kind of a down year last year and not a great one the year before. That's getting back to those guys that are getting kind of long in the tooth. I'd rather go ahead and spend my money for younger guys. The Reaper, yes, our schedule is, of course, the Eagles twice, the Giants twice, Washington twice, Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans, who does not really have a quarterback right now, Tampa Bay, the Raiders, the Chargers, Chargers, Denver, KC, New England, and who did I miss? I think Arizona, maybe Arizona, and New England. So that's where we are. So it's not the worst schedule in the world. I think it's going to be Washington and the Cowboys as far as our division goes. I think we got the best offense in our division. I think, of course, the Washington football team's got the best defense, and that's where we go. Calvin Williams, try again. Thank you very much, Calvin Williams, for that super chat. Hey, Mark, sounds like you either upgrade your mic or did some big time output. Sounds good. Well, actually, I've done a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I upgraded the mic about 6 months ago, but I've got a new mixer. It's actually my Rhodes mixer, and it's made just for podcasting. So, that costs a good chunk of change. So I appreciate the super chats because we've been spending quite a bit of stuff getting ready for our draft, and we've got 45 days, 22 hours, and 33 minutes before then. We're going to be doing like we did last year. We're going to do the Zoom in call for channel members during the draft, so that way you can be part of the studio audience. And of course, we're going to be having a real good draft party. But we have been on here for an hour and a half. You had 30 minutes of bonus time. Let me say shout out to everybody who came in, did the super chats and all that. Sounds a lot better. Used to never been able to hear you. Well, it was my old mixer. It was actually a problem getting feedback and stuff on it. We used to get the...
That's digital. That's a digital mixer too.
Is that what it is? Okay. All I know is it works, and it's kind of funny that you get all the... You get the sound effects and things in there, and crickets and all that stuff. Yeah. But for old time's sakes here, though. I still have time. Always with the Colts, but still. All right, so with that being said, it is time to grab your shot glass. And everybody who became a member, we got 2 new members tonight. Make sure you email me, cowboysmark94@gmail. If you are a channel member, not a subscriber, and you never got a shot glass, it's probably because you didn't email me with your address so we could send it. So be sure to do that. And GD, you were the winner of our... Wait a minute. GD won the cutting board? That was the first one. And... Young Wilson, you ended up winning our rack over here too. So make sure you guys end up emailing me so that way we can get those in the mail for you. And it's time to get your shot glass on. So let's go. Shot. Keto diet. I can't drink. It's full of carbs. I just love the smell of rum. But everybody, it's time to turn out the lights. This party's over. Shout out to you all, and I will see you with any news that breaks on the Cowboys. And Jameis Winston has re-signed with the Saints. Peace.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over.